Imagine turning forgotten rocks into pure gold, literally. What if hidden minerals long overlooked could power entire economy and change the future of mining? That's exactly what is happening in Burkina Faso, where an innovative approach is breathing new life into the gold industry. The country isn't just extracting gold, it's rewriting the rules of mining and proving that sustainability and prosperity can go hand in hand. By rethinking how resources are managed and tapping into industrial innovation, Burkina Faso is turning waste into wealth. Investors worldwide are starting to take notice, drawn by the country's potential as a major player in Africa's mining sector. But this isn't just a gold rush, it's an economic revolution. Gold has always been a symbol of wealth, but in Burkina Faso, it's much more than that. It's a pillar of the economy, a source of income for millions, and a driving force behind the nation's financial future. As one of Africa's leading gold producers, the country depends on mining for exports, jobs, and development. Yet, despite its rich results, Burkina Faso has long faced a troubled condition, a land filled with gold, but population struggling with poverty. So, where does all this gold go? In 2022 alone, Burkina Faso exported a staggering 2.764 million worth of gold. The largest buyer, Switzerland, which taken $5.3 billion of it. Other key destinations included United Arab Emirates, $534 million, Mali, $171 million, India, $50.4 million, Rwanda, $36.4 million. These exports, mostly managed by large-scale mining companies, play a crucial role in the country's economy. To its formal trade sector and contributing significantly into GDP. But there's another side of the story. A hidden network operates beneath the surface. One doesn't appear in the official records. The world of illegal gold trading and smuggling is thriving, running parallel to the country's formal mining sector. If you're still watching this video, it means you love it. Why not take a second to hit that subscribe button? Have you done that? Let us move on. Across Burkina Faso and the wider Sahel region, vast amounts of gold are being mined, but not all of them makes its way into the country's economy. Instead, criminal networks smuggle across the borders, funneling it into international markets without a trace. This isn't just a trace of lost revenue, it's a much bigger problem. With so much gold leading to unofficial channels, the nation is missing out on wealth that could build roads, fund schools, and create jobs. Even worse, its underground trade fuels instability, damages the environment, and leaves local communities struggling. A huge part of this comes from artisanal mining, where thousands of Burkinabe families dig gold using traditional methods. It's their main source of income, but because these operations are largely informal, mine is off to get the short end of the stick. Middlemen sweep it, buying gold at dirt cheap prices and reselling it for massive profits elsewhere. Meanwhile, they're doing the hardest work remains trapped in poverty, and the mining activities, often unregulated, take a toll on the land. This cycle has been going on for years. Burkina Faso is reaching goals, but that richness benefit other people outside, and the same community were left behind. But now a new approach is flipping the script. Instead of watching valuable resources disappear, the country is taking charge, turning what it once considered a waste into a source of power and prosperity. Think about it. Every mining operation leaves behind power of discarded rocks and disgravement, often with dried stones of gold still hidden inside. For years, these left-outs were ignored, seen as useless. But what if those scraps could be transformed into pure gleaming gold bars? That's exactly what is happening. By using new technology to extract gold from mining waste, Burkina Faso is reclaiming wealth that would have otherwise been lost. This isn't just making money, it's about breaking free from dependency and making sure most of the country's resources actually benefit its people. And for the young miners who are working in dangerous conditions, the shift is life-changing. Many of them have spent years panning for gold with little to shuffle it. Some risk their lives in unsafe tunnels, much like mining did in America and Europe during the 1800s. But now, things are changing. With modernization, these miners are being given the tools and support they need to work safely, efficiently, and fairly. Instead of foreign buyers snapping up golds and unfair prices, a new system is being built, one where Burkina Faso has greater control of its own mining industry. By keeping more of the value China owns, the country is ensuring that its gold benefits its own people first. This isn't just a clever business strategy. It's about a step towards its self-reliance and independence. Gold has always been a symbol of power, but in Burkina Faso, it's becoming something even bigger, a force for economic freedom and a new beginning. For years, mining waste was just that, waste. Piles of discarded rocks and sediment left behind enough gold to let destruction, considered it useless and left to accumulate. But what if those heaps of debris were actually hiding something valuable? Burkina Faso has flipped the script, flipping that one who was so tossed aside can now be transformed into pure gold. This isn't just making use of leftovers. It's about changing the way an entire industry thinks about resources. These gold bars aren't just valuable because of their metal content. They represent something bigger. They symbolize innovation, self-reliance, and a refusal to settle for exporting raw materials at low prices. Instead of sending wealth abroad, Burkina Faso is keeping more of it within its borders, creating jobs and opportunities for its own people. But how do you turn waste into wealth? It might sound like something else out of fairy tales. Pulling gold from rocks has already been processed. But this isn't magic, it's science, and it's surprisingly precise. When gold is fast mined, the process is imperfect. Traditional extraction methods behind tiny gold particles threaten leftovers material known as tailings. These tailings often set idles for years, written off as worthless. Yet hidden within them are microscopic flecks of gold, too small to be captured through conventional mining. That's where advanced recovery methods come in. Everything starts with identifying the right materials. Not all mining waste is a sign, so engineers carefully analyze the tailings to determine which one contain enough gold to be worth processing. Since different mining such have different geological compositions, each pack of waste requires a customer approach. Once the right material is selected, the special chemical process is used to separate gold from the surrounding gold considerment. One of the most effective methods is leaching, but a carefully controlled liquid solution of this cyanide or more environmentally friendly alternative is introduced to the waste. This solution binds the tiny gold particles, pulling them away from the lock and dissolving them into the liquid. From there, the gold-rich liquid moves the filtration and extraction stages. Additional compounds are introduced to help turn the gold back into a solid form. This creates a concentrated material that is then heated, refined, and molded into bars. The entire process is a balancing act, extracting as much gold as possible while reducing waste and limiting environmental damage. What makes Burkina Faso's approach unique is that these techniques aren't just copied from global mining giants. Instead, engineers and scientists adapt them to fit the country's specific conditions, fine-tuning chemicals and mechanical processing to match the local mineral markup. To make the process even more efficient, the country also using cutting-edge monitoring technology, sensors and data analysis tools, writes instructions in real time, ensuring that no valuable material is really elect. But technology alone isn't enough. The success of this transformation relies just as much from the people behind it. That's why Burkina Faso is investing in training local engineers, scientists, and technicians. Through specialized programs and partnerships with industry experts, Burkina Faso professionals are learning how to operate and refine this advanced system, ensuring that the expertise stays within the country and benefit future generations. And this shift isn't just finding new ways to extract gold. It's about rethinking the entire approach to resource management. Instead of constantly chasing new deposits, Burkina Faso is proving that sometimes the greatest untapped wealth is hiding in plain sight. For years, mining waste was nothing more than a forgotten byproduct. Piles of crushed rocks and sediment left behind after gold extraction. It was discarded, ignored, and seen as a natural consequence of mining. But now, something remarkable is happening. What was once considered worthless is being turned into something valuable, and Burkina Faso is at the center of this transformation. This isn't just finding an extra source of gold, it's about rethinking how resources are used and proving that nothing should go to waste. By extracting gold from leftover materials, Burkina Faso is not only maximizing its natural wealth, but also setting a new standard for how mining can be done efficiently and sustainably. This shift isn't just a technological breakthrough, it's a story of resilience, creativity, and determination. What makes this initiative even more remarkable is the role of small scale miners. Often overlooked in traditional mining industry, these miners have now become key players in this new approach. Their deeper understanding of local mining conditions has been essential in refining the techniques needed to extract gold from waste. Their experience, combined with modern technology, has created a powerful partnership that is changing the industry from the ground up. But why is it happening now? Why is Burkina Faso leading the charge at this particular moment? The answer lies in the mix of economic necessity, political will, and technological opportunity. For years, Burkina Faso relied on exporting raw gold, watching as other countries refined it and reached the biggest profit. This system left the nation vulnerable to price fluctuation and limited its ability to benefit fully from its own resources. At the same time, a broader movement across Africa was taking shape, one focused on self-reliance and economic independence. Leaders began calling for more control of more national resources, and Burkina Faso was ready to take action. Advances in technology also played a crucial role. The methods required to extract gold from mining waste have improved significantly, making the process more efficient and cost-effective. Suddenly, what once seemed impossible became a real opportunity. The perfect conditions were in place for Burkina Faso to launch a mining revolution that would not only increase production but also diversify the country's gold supply chain. Instead of relying solely on mining companies, this new approach allowed the small scale to play a bigger role in national production. This shift is helping to stabilize Burkina Faso's economy, reducing dependence on foreign companies and ensuring that more of the wealth generated from gold stays within the country, and the impact is already being felt. Burkina Faso has processed large quantities of mining debris, turning previously overlooked materials into a steady source of gold. Each site that was once abandoned is a state where it's now being examined in heading potential. What makes this even more exciting is that this isn't a one-time project, it's scalable and repeatable. Every mine in Burkina Faso has waste that could be revisited, refined, and transformed into gold, creating a continuous stream of wealth without having to expand destructive mining operations. But the real impact goes beyond just numbers and production levels. This initiative is reshaping how the world feels on Burkina Faso's mining industry. It's proving that with the right approach, a country can take control of its resources, maximizing potential and change the rules of the game. For a long time, the focus of gold mining was simple: dig, extract, and sell. But a new way of thinking is turning that idea on its head. It's no longer just about how much gold is pulled from the ground, but how much value can truly be unlocked from every ounce of material handled. This shift in approach is putting Burkina Faso at the forefront of mining innovation, offering a blueprint that could be followed by other countries across Africa and beyond. But beyond the numbers and technology, something even more powerful happening. Every bar of gold produced from waste tells a story of resilience, ingenuity, and determination. In the world where many nations struggle with lost resources and efficient extraction, Burkina Faso is proving that smart thinking and innovation can uncover value where others see nothing. As momentum builds, experts believe this approach could become a game changer for the country. Expanding this initiative would not only boost Burkina Faso's economy, but also reduce its reliance on traditional large-scale mining. By shifting this more efficient, sustainable strategy, this country is setting itself up for long-term success while minimizing the environmental toll of mining operations. This isn't just a go about gold, it's about rewriting Burkina Faso's place on global stage. For years, the country was seen as a resource-rich nation, but many others struggled to beat the best from its nation. Now, with a fresh approach that emphasizes sustainability and self-sufficiency, it's showing the world what's possible when a nation takes control in the future. This shift is being closely watched by other African countries facing similar struggles. If Burkina Faso can break safe from the cycle of dependency, others may follow, leading to a continent-wide movement with smart resource management. Instead of simply exporting raw materials, African nations could begin refining, processing, and adding value at home, keeping more of the wealth where it belongs. But it's not just Africa that's taking notice. In an era where sustainability is more important than ever, Burkina Faso's commitment to repurposing mining waste is sending a strong message. Economic progress and environmental responsibility can go hand in hand. International organizations focused on sustainability are likely to recognize this approach as a model for responsible resource extraction. And then there's the investment factor. Traditionally, many foreign exchanges have looked at Africa as a source of raw materials rather than a place for high-tech sustainable mining. But Burkina Faso's ability to combine advanced technology with local expertise is proving that the continent has the skills and knowledge to manage its resources efficiently. With this shift, the country is no longer just a supplier, it's an innovator. Its new reality is likely to attract different kind of investors, one interested in forward thinking, not just than forward resource extraction. As global market increasingly prioritize ethical and sustainable practices, Burkina Faso's modernized practice approach could position it as a far partner in the industry. But the impact in this transformation extends beyond business and economics. For decades, wealthy nations have extracted resources from Africa, taking the profits while leaving behind environmental damage and economic instability. By reclaiming control over its own gold production, Burkina Faso is taking a stand. It signals that it would no longer be just a provider of raw materials, but a nation that creates, innovates, and thrives in its own terms. This growing independence could even reshape Burkina Faso's relationship on the world stage. With greater control over its resources, the country gains stronger bargaining power in international trade, allowing it to negotiate better deals and fairer partnership. Instead of being at the mercy of fluctuating blood prices, Burkina Faso is now in a position to dictate an economic future. And this change isn't just being felt in boardrooms and government offices, it's altering how the country is perceived around the world. Instead of being used as a struggling economy reliant on foreign companies, Burkina Faso is being recognized as a nation that is proudly reshaping its destiny through innovation and strategy. The world is watching, and what happens next could redefine that more than just the future of gold mining. For decades, powerful nations have rid through the world the Africans' rich natural resources, extracting vast amounts of raw materials and leaving them to deal with the environmental and the consequences. Countries like Burkina Faso has long been caught in this cycle, exporting gold and other valuable commodities only to buy the microphone products at higher prices. But that narrative is changing. Instead of watching its wealth slip away, Burkina Faso is rewriting the rules. By keeping more of its gold within its borders and refining it locally, the country is taking control of its own economic future. This isn't just producing gold bars. It's about breaking free from an outdated system that has kept resourceful nations dependent on foreign industries for too long. At a time when sustainability has become a global priority, Burkina Faso is proving that economic growth doesn't have to come across from the environment. The country's innovative approach to reclaiming gold from mining waste is drawing attention from international organizations and environmental advocates. Rather than expanding extractive mining operations, Burkina Faso is making the most of what they already have, showing the world that this smarter, more responsible mining is possible. And it's not just environmentalists taking notice. Investors looking for opportunities and sustainability industries are beginning to view Burkina Faso in a new light. Historically, African nations have been seen as sources of raw materials rather than the hubs of funds production. By refining its own resources and developing cutting-edge extraction techniques, Burkina Faso is proving that it can compete on a higher level. This shift could change the game for the entire continent. As Burkina Faso sets itself in the mining sector, other nations might follow, pushing Africa towards great self-reliance and reducing its dependence on foreign dependencies. If more countries make a similar approach, the global cut rate could be very different in the coming years. Beyond the economic impact, this transformation is reshaping Burkina Faso's image on the world stage. For years, news coverage of the countries have focused on its struggles, poverty, instability, and conflict. But now, a different story is emerging. Instead of being defined by challenges, Burkina Faso is being recognized for its ingenuity, resilience, and leadership and sustainable resource management. This change isn't just how about people see Burkina Faso, it's about how Burkinabe people see themselves. The success of this initiative fosters national pride, inspiring a sense of ownership on the country's wealth and future. It sends a message that Burkina Faso is no longer content to be the massive global markets. It's actually actively shaping its destiny. In a world where developing nations are often underestimated, Burkina Faso's rise as a leader in sustainable mining serves as a powerful reminder of what can be achieved through determination and innovation. The country is no longer just another name in the gold trade. It is becoming a pioneer, proving that even overlooked resources can be turned into something transformative. Now, the question is, could this be the beginning of a larger movement? Would more African nations take control of their resources and reshape their economies? What do you think? Let us know in the comment section.